What is going on, everybody? You know what today is? It's Tuesday again, so that means it's my turn as your Tuesday reviewer to review something here on Body Bag. So welcome back. So this week we're gonna review another slasher film from the year 2007, and it goes by the title of The Trackman, from the makers of 30 Days a Night in the Grudge, the unrated edition. This is a believe Russian slasher film, or Ukrainian. What I gather is they mentioned Chernobyl in there. We all know what happened in Chernobyl, so it's from that part of the world over there in the Russia area. Um, so let's get into the plot. I just find it easier lately just to read the synopsis off the back, so I'm gonna just do that. So after a successful bank heist, a couple of criminals take refuge in abandoned underground tunnels of a subway system with their three hostages, and all seems to be going as planned until they realize there's no way out. And what's worse, a demented serial killer with a mission to kill is on the loose and prowling in the darkness. So yeah, basically the plot of that thing pretty sums it up right there. Bank robbery, go down in these tunnels. There's a killer down there. Starts picking them off one by one. Yeah. So get into my thoughts on this one. I don't know. I kind of thought this movie was a little decent. It was not anything special or anything like that, of course, but let's mention some highlights and whatnot. First thing is the acting wasn't too bad from what I gathered. I can't really tell because the English dubbing of this movie is really off, and I couldn't figure out how to make it go back to Russian language. It was just really weird. So the acting is whatever it is. Like it was decent. I didn't find anything wrong with it. Um, As to the killer himself, the killer is pretty cool looking. He's your standard gas mask type killer. Kind of get that My Bloody Valentine type vibe, you know. Just kind of reminds you of him, the killer from My Bloody Valentine. And same thing as a setting, you know, is set down in this dark tunnels area as parts of My Bloody Valentine are. This movie kind of feels just like a clone of it, to be quite honest, with a unique little twist. It's from the year 2007, so it kind of has that Hostel and Saw type vibe to it too. You know, when all horror movies like that kind of just all feel the same. I guess you could say that about any decade or any time in horror history, but there was just always something about the mid 2000s that all the films just kind of had like the same feel to it. It had some really good shots, but some really awkward ones too. They're like I don't really know how to describe it, but it was like kind of a slow motion shots, and like sometimes they were doing it when like not even a kill was happening, and it was kind of just irritating and kind of giving me a headache, to be quite honest with you. I don't know what they were thinking when they were doing it, but there's also some really great imagery too of just like the killer. It's kind of had this like supernatural vibe to it. Like first he's there and then he's not. He just magically disappears, which happens quite a bit in slasher films, but this one just felt really weird. Like I don't know how they got away with it, but that's just a little personal preference. Of not really the best thing. It's okay shot, I guess I'll say. The score and everything, the music was okay. Nothing phenomenal. It was just typical stuff. Kind of had this dread feel into it, which is kind of cool too. But I don't know. The kills themselves, the kills were really lackluster, to be quite honest with you. Nothing really spectacular. There's one cool kill that involves like one of those mining carts, but that's just about it. It kind of doesn't show a whole lot of gore either. It's not really extremely bloody, considering even though I said it's from like this time period with like Saw and Hostel, those are really um, gory and stuff. This somewhat was, but it kind of wasn't too because it didn't show a whole lot. To be quite honest with you, a couple kills, one kill actually happened off screen, which it's kind of a bummer because it was like the first main kill in the film. Like, why would you want to do the first kill off screen? And that sets the tone of like what kind of movie it is. That was just something that I didn't really enjoy. Kills and whatever. The body count not that great. Let's see. There's six main characters and then one side character. Pretty much everybody gets picked off, of course, in a slasher film. Kind of disappointing with who lived, though. Kind of threw me for a surprise for one moment, like to find out who the final girl was, because you know a slasher movie has to have a final girl. It wasn't the one I was expecting, but whatever. That's kind of cool and unique, I guess. Um, I don't really know too much to say about this one. It's kind of just its own little weird slasher film from this time period. Though it's not really great or anything. It's pretty average. guess if I had to rate this, I'd probably just give it like a 5 out of 10. 5 is an average rating for a film. It's just average, nothing special, nothing spectacular. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. Definitely not the worst thing I've ever seen, especially lately, things I've been watching. But that's a different topic for a different day. So this is my review of the Trackman. And I say it's worth a shot picking up. It's you get it extremely cheap. I paid like $2 for this. So that being said, guys, hope you enjoy my review. I will check you guys next week, whatever week that is, week 129, I believe. Signing off. I'm the Retro Slasher. Later, dudes.